All right, your business news now. We say hello to Mike Eppel. How are you, Mike?
Pretty good, thank you. How you doing?
Doing all right. I know we were chatting
Good.
before we came on air a little bit about back to school.
Yes. Yeah, nice to hear that next Monday, a lot of parents are saying, okay, that's good. It's going to be interesting, Melanie. I think, well, first of all, of course, they didn't make an official announcement. Oh, no, they would leak it late on a Monday night, and we'll hear exactly at some point, I guess, how this is all going to work. Because, and that's the frustration again, right? It's great. They're going back. Okay, fine. But are they going to need to be more specific in the classes themselves? Because before Christmas, they were sending kids home and in some cases telling them to isolate because a student in your child's class has tested positive. Who, what, where, why, when? It's this broad blanket of recommendations, and it just, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it goes. And then, of course, we've still got businesses closed until near the end of the month, right? So that'll be the next leak at some point, right. I'm sure, to announce the reopening.
It's funny. It's funny how it works. I'm in a text group with a bunch of friends of mine who are teachers, and all of them were asking me because they saw the leaks come through. Obviously, nothing communicated. I've reached out to Lecce's office, by the way, Stephen Lecce, and haven't heard anything on it officially just yet. So stand by on that. Let's switch gears a little bit to what you say is the Tuesday tech turnaround and the climb that we will likely be seeing.
Well, Monday saw one of the biggest reversals on Wall Street in years, specifically for the tech sector, which had sold off dramatically to start the year, because we've been talking about interest rates going up this year and a real change dynamic for the markets, which were fueled by all sorts of government input through 2020 and 2021. And they're kind of taking away the punch bowl, is the old saying. So all of those stocks, like, for example, Shopify, Canada's e-commerce giant, at one point had a share price of $2,200. It was Canada's most valuable. And this morning, it's barely above $1,400. It's still, priced high, but it's $800 below its peak. Think about that for a second. That's a substantial stock on Bay Street. And, the likes of the tech heavyweights, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook, you go through the list. They've all come off their recent highs. We did see a turnaround, though, late Monday. And it looks like this morning a little bit more to the upside. And we'll see if, in fact, investors are buying the dip, as it is called, maybe seeing a little bit of value there and coming back in. Dow futures up 120 points.
Okay, Mike, Apple and Major League Baseball, what do they have in common?
Well, there's talk that you might be watching some Major League Baseball games on your Apple TV set-top box. We've seen some of the MLB games already on YouTube, for example. And it looks like some of the tech players are getting into or trying to get into more content in sports, live sports, which we know is a key driver for, people tuning into things. And, this might be an interesting move by Apple. They certainly have the pockets, the deep pockets, to make a pretty substantial bid here to Major League Baseball. To what extent? At this point, we don't know. All
right, Mike, we only have time for one more story. So let's get to Reddit and sort of the anniversary of the whole rise of what the speculation and GameStop. And if you're confused, if you've been confused over the last year, you're not alone.
Yeah, it was a year ago today that the Reddit chat group started to talk about bidding up companies that had no earnings, were losing money, and had massive short positions where hedge funds bet on the company's demise. And when you have a whole bunch of money coming in to buy a stock, well, then all of a sudden those hedge funds have to buy shares to cover their positions. And thus the meme stock rally was born. GameStop a year ago today was at $19. Over the course of about 2 weeks, it went up to $480 and then, of course, plunged and then bounced. And then Reddit just keep the rise of Robinhood, the day trading platform, and Wall Street Bets was all about the democratization of the markets, pushing back against Wall Street, mega money, and bidding up these companies. GameStop this morning is still 500% above where it was a year ago, well off of its peak. And the big question is, can they actually take that money that they got from the market and transform into some sort of a more established e-commerce platform or other things? It was up early this year on talk that we're getting into NFTs, of all things. But that was just a rumor. And of course, GameStop yesterday was down 13%. So it is volatility, but it was kind of an interesting dynamic over 2021, Melanie. Certainly the rise of the Reddit chat and how it affected the markets.
And it sure did. All right, Mike, appreciate your time. As always, we'll talk to you same time tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you.